Academy. It is week 7, and it's our final day. It's a little sad, but that means that Proving Grounds is just around the corner where the competition will just ramp up even more. So exciting things on the horizon. I'm Sierra Dawn, joined here with Cubby and Deserex. Deserex, it's kind of, poetic. We started our Academy journey off together for summer, and now we get to end off things on the desk together as well.
Yeah, I know. It's been a while since we've been able to be on the desk together. It is our rookie split, technically, if you want to put it that way. But, it's a fun way to end off the week with you. And, of course, having Cubby here, not that bad.
Not that bad, not Cubby. You're always amazing to have on the desk. How are you? Are you enjoying your coffee? I know it's a much-needed one on this Friday.
Yeah, doing great. I will say end of Super Week. Usually we're dragging a bit, but we've got a great match to start off the day. And you two might be a couple rookies technically on the show, but I'm excited to work our last day with a couple of pros here. So we have some good matches to wrap up our season, and we get to move into PG. Into the postseason where games matter even more. Excited for what's next.
A lot of wholesome, but this is the wholesome desk. It's a nice way to be going about our Friday. But during our 7 weeks of Academy, something that we've asked a lot of is who's next up in Academy? That's the whole staple for this, looking at these players, how they're stepping up, how they're growing. And normally we present that on a desk, but this time, well, we have something a little special to present who's up next in Academy.
But I say Academy! The anatomy of matchstick is the weight of the new reality, the gravity of brutality, it's that seekers with mentality. You gotta be scouting the boys that be top got skills with the frills are giving it a chill. See stuff you can't put up on the map. I gotta prove, make it boost, get the cruising down, prove who's next. No story will be untold. An answer that I need to know. Who's next? It's me. Who's next? We play. Who's next? To take it to the next degree. Are you a sight to behold? Then prove yourself among the bold. Who's next? It's me. Who's next? We play. Who's next? To take the throne in Academy. Certified banger stat!
Certified banger for sure. Deserex, you two made that?
Yeah. A little bit of context. Alex kind of wanted this to go last minute for some reason, but we made it happen, man. Overnight, we kind of put that song together, and, well, it somehow came together. I don't know how we did it. I really don't know. I made it, and I don't know how we did it, but it somehow worked together.
Overnight, that's insane. Also, how do you make your voice do that?
I heard your voice, and I gotta take a sip of honey tea just to do myself a favor after hearing that.
My throat hurts just listening to you, let alone trying to ever replicate that for ourselves. It's actually
well done.
And that's insane. We talk about the
thank
talented players. We have to talk about our talented casters. That's something different. But
Rafa can't be the only music person here.
we're about to get an Academy band going on.
Maybe.
Yeah.
Maybe.
Cubby, I know you play.
Not at your level. But I'll partake. Maybe I'll have to bust out the trombone again.
Kelsey has drums.
Yo! We're about to get the geeky band Academy people out here. I can grab my trumpet. We're good to go. Very different vibe than what we just saw. But looking next into our standings, Deserex, any way we can get a special song screamo intro into the standings we're about to see? I cannot.
All right. Let's see the standings.
Early in the day, making him do the work.
And I made you do the work a little early. We actually have a little bit of a different video first. That's my bad. We got way too much. We got way too much Friday vibes going on over here. I'm sorry.
Oh, it's perfect.
But we're actually, it's a little bit more from you, Deserex, because as much as we like to see the League of Legends gameplay around here, there's different games out here, and I know that you got to sit down and do a D&D campaign with a couple of others. Let's check this out.
You feel lighter. You check your bag. Spawn, Chime, Instinct, they're all missing.
I look over at my my amateur companion over there. Knowing where I can get some more players, I smirk to myself and continue my stride forward.
Wait, what?
You enter the land of heroes past, the proving grounds. Statues to your left and right. Plaques, no org. 100 Thieves, Team Liquid. What are you guys doing?
As I get ready, I'm gonna put on my cloak of Immortals Progressive. Got my chainmail of Team Liquid Honda, strength, and my proving grounds cap of domination. I'm ready.
Amateur.
I have the shirt that a sponsor gave to us 6 months late. It's only part of what they owe us. But, it serves.
The statues await you.
I want to see the TLA statue.
You take a closer look, and as you do, the floor below you gives way. You try to swiftly dodge out. Make a dex check.
Okay. All right, I roll a 13, but also with my sniper is really good at this video game modifier, I get plus 10 to every dex roll I make, so it's actually a 23.
You barely dodge out in time. As the floor gives way, you look down and you see the lower bracket. You open the door and you hear a click. A blade comes across the wall. Amateur, make an athletics check.
I got a 20.
You forget your macro exhaustion.
What? 8 people, middle. I don't need a.
Disadvantage.
All right. Just gotta roll another one. Come on. We're consistent in amateur, right? 4.
Amateur, you take 50 points of slashing damage as a blade shoots out from the opposite side of the wall and cleaves through your stomach. You fall.
I pat him. There's always next year. I turn and I walk away. What do I see as I turn and look?
You look up and you see something that looks like an ancient artifact.
My proving grounds helmet begins to glow with a bright light, and I know I'm on the right way. I want to do a history check and make sure I'm in the right area.
Roll.
Since it's an 18 plus 4, that's a 22.
That will suffice. As you look at the artifact, you realize the champions from previous, the ones you called out, this is their trophy. This is the Proving Grounds trophy.
That's such a cool skit. I wanted to come out of here originally making fun of Beatdown 2 for the comment at the beginning, but he also just seems like the absolutely chaotic individual that'd be a lot of fun to play D&D with, so I can't even. But
Hey.
Deserex, multi-talented.
Yeah, Dungeons and Deserex. You know, I DM as well. You know, we have a little mini campaign that some of us in the Caster Cabana like to play. So, you know, keep in mind, I am a straight up absolute freaking nerd.
A talented nerd at that, though. I like to be BDB. You know, his shirt that he got for amateur. It might have been 6 months late, but I gotta say that's still pretty good. Getting a T-shirt, that's not bad.
You actually got one.
That's true. At least, you know, get a T-shirt. But I loved that just at the beginning, especially after Zell was just going off and then beat down. Well, this is my T-shirt. All right, never mind. That was an awesome skit. I mean, I can't believe the amount of content that y'all are managing to pull off overnight just for these broadcasts. Amazing way to be ending off the week. And now, finally, Deserex, I know last time I baited you a little bit, but now this is where we can get the spicy intro for the standings we have up next.
All right, don't worry. I have proper technique so I don't damage my voice. Let's get to the standings!
Yes, let's get to the standings, and no surprise, headed into our last day. Team Liquid Honda up on top. 100 Thieves, Cloud9, close second spots though, Cubby.
It's something that is going to be really exciting to look out for today, as this is our final day to determine seeding. And of course, 100 Thieves going up against TL Honda in our first match on this stream is incredibly exciting. But also C9 facing EG. If C9 is able to secure a 2-0, 100 Thieves can't take a game. That would change our standings a little bit, would put C9 on top. So that is small potential for that happening, as well as figuring out what the middle of the pack is going to look like here. And surprisingly enough, Desrex, our last match of the day, last match of the regular season in Academy, TSM versus Golden Guardians. It might be a matchup between 9 and 10, but it actually has some stakes to it.
There's a lot of stakes when you're considering the play-ins here, right?
A 2-0 is big.
Everything has been really decided when it comes to Proving Grounds. We're still trying to get that seeding in. Even in Amateur, they still have to play off over in their finals on that end. So, yeah, still big implications here, even in the bottom end of the standings.
Yeah, a Golden Guardians 2-0 would actually lead to them securing that 9th seed instead of TSM. So, something to look out for in our final game today.
Yeah, I appreciate that there is still stakes, because yesterday we had the stakes of who was going to get that 6th place spot. We got that decided right out of the gate on the broadcast, and now it's just about that so pivotal spot of seeding. So it is still worth tuning into these matches. That's all for a little bit later, though. Before we head into that, we do need to talk about the fact with these tiebreakers, they're not possible. Before anyone just goes crunching your math, getting out your notebook, writing your notes, Kelsey already did that for us. There's no tiebreakers possible. Anything that happens, it is going to be clean. We don't got to worry about that whatsoever, Gubby.
I can't believe that with so many games that we covered, this split, it's 180 games. It comes out to no tiebreakers. I don't know how that works, but, you know, that's not bad. I must say, staying up a little bit later to have some tiebreakers could have been a lot of fun, but I honestly can't believe that we just have none. It is what it is.
Look at other regions that have done best of tier, LEC. We've seen how their memes get with a lot of the tiebreakers that they have. So kind of immaculate that we don't have that situation here. We're not going to have any overtime. Just straight standard when it comes to the standings.
Real ones will remember the EU LCS best of 2 split. That's true.
I'm going to have to question you later on that one. I'm not a real one confirmed. A couple of real ones that we have over on broadcast. I mean, we have to be talking about these 2 supports we have talked about at length over Academy. There are 2 that we got to see face off against each other in the Proving Ground finals of spring, of course. I am talking about Ayla and Bucio. Both of these players have been doing so well in seasons past. We get to see that again today.
It's going to be an awesome matchup because it really does feel like it is between 2 of our front runners for most valuable prospect. I got to say, Ayla, I think has been just the best player in the league. Again, this guy has been insane, but also watching Bucio and how he's grown as a support and just the natural gifts that he has mechanically, taking that to the Rift and really rounding it out with good support play. We saw that starting in PG. He's continued it in the summer split. And it really has a lot of us excited to see where he could possibly go at the next level.
You know, I do want to give a quick shout out to yourself, Cubby, Rafa, and Joshi for covering this match, because you really sold the story here about growth and progress, all culminating into one moment for Team Liquid. Oh, that ultimate going off. Ayla's had such an aura around him because he was a critical piece of Team Liquid's victory there. I mean, I think the same thing is set with Bucio, though, with the performance he's had in that turnaround split. Both of these players came in with high expectations. They either met him or they excelled them.
Yeah, which has been exciting through Academy because as we've seen players rise up to the occasion, we know that we can only expect more of them going on forward. And we get to see that matchup in a little bit. Looking at our schedule, that's how we're going to be starting things out over on the B stream. But of course, we need to talk about what they're happening over on the Academy channel. We have the awesome matchup over here, but there is still stakes to what's going on over on their end. So make sure to have both of these tabs open, CLG and Flagfest to start things off over there. Cloud9, Evil Genius second, and then TSM Golden Guardians. I think that one, as funny as it is to talk about the 9th and 10th in this seed, the fact that it is for a different placement as well with how Golden Guardians has been performing lately, that could be a lot of fun.
GG had a great 2-0 yesterday. I thought they looked really good in their series. So that is something moving forward. We'll see if they can continue pushing into PG. I know talking with a couple of the people in the GG camp, they feel really good. I know Concept talked about it in an interview. They've gotten sick twice this split. It really hurt their practice, not to mention all the roster changes that have been happening. Just with Chime going to TSM, with River coming in, with Leader coming in late, with Vistas as well. It feels like they're starting to hit their stride at the right time. And that has me excited for Proving Grounds, because GG was a team that was top 3 last split. It's a very different roster this split, but they have good players on it. And I'm looking forward to seeing them step up to the mantle throughout PG.
Yeah, better late than never. So that'll be a lot of fun. Of course, over on the Path to LCS channel, we have Team Liquid Honda going up against 100 Thieves to start things off. An absolute banger. You're 100% right. And then Dignitas and Immortals to end off our stream. But we want to hear from you all at home as well, and what matchup you're excited for. And if you just want to keep keeping up with Academy in general, especially, you should be having the notifications turned on heading into Proving Grounds. Make sure to follow the Path to LCS channel over on Twitter for more updates. Maybe more music coming out from Deserex. I don't know when you're dropping the CD. There's even CDs that get made nowadays.
I got 2 in the works right now. You know, we've already teased one with Darshan, but some other stuff coming up. You better watch in Proving Grounds.
Give him a follow. He covers stuff too. It's pretty good.
All of a sudden, we're like, okay, this is supposed to be the Path to LCS plug, and we're like, go follow Deserex. He's doing music. This is amazing.
Hey, it's the last day. No rules.
Yeah, no rules. Let's go. We're over on the B stream. Kelsey can't see us here. All right, now on to our first matchup for the day. It is going to be Team Liquid Honda going up against 100 Thieves. And this one, just the fact that we're getting Team Liquid going up against Cloud9 yesterday and 100 Thieves today is such a good look, because this is the end of Academy. We've seen teams grow throughout Academy, but what we're seeing over the last week or so is probably a good indication of what we could maybe expect to see going into Proving Grounds, any memes or limit testing aside. So this has a lot of potential to be amazing, Deserex.
Yeah, I mean, we ended Proving Ground Spring with this matchup. We're ending Academy Summer regular season with this matchup. And I'm definitely excited for it, because I want to see where this journey has taken both squads. For Team Liquid, it's been this long story about we are ready for LCS. We deserve our call-up. For 100 Thieves, it's been about North American development and having this young, talented roster.
Really is bringing up the roster as well. I mean, all these names at this point you're in Academy, these are names that we all recognize. These are names that we have talking about at length for just their skill in League of Legends, Cubby.
And I think it really speaks a lot to what 100 Thieves has been able to accomplish. The fact that, you know, we even are talking about them in the same sentence of TLA. This is a roster that just won PG. Yes, 100 Thieves were in the finals last split, but looking at the experience difference between these two teams, I mean, between Armeo, Harry, and Ayla, you're looking at like 10 years of competitive experience between those three. Playing in the Oceanic region for Harry and Ayla, Armeo competing in Academy and LCS here in the NA ecosystem for quite a long time. 100 Thieves, this is the youngest team we've ever seen compete in Academy. And they are second. It really speaks to the prospects, the talent that is on this team, but also their ability to come together and play and really be a team that we think is top 3, can compete at the top of the table, and is one of the teams that should be able to challenge Team Liquid Honda moving forward. I want to see them continue to improve and step up to that mantle. As our top dogs, they're damn strong.
They really, really are. And one of the strong people now talking back on Team Liquid Honda, because we're going to be looking at this bot matchup and specifically the support. So we already talked about Busio and Ayla going into this, and they're people that we need to be bringing up again just for how impactful they've been for their teams and just how much they stand up, just in not even terms of their teams, but in terms of all the talent that we have over here in Academy already. Joshi talks about Ayla at length, but it's for good reason. This is such a skilled player and someone who definitely deserves that shot, Deserex.
Yeah, I mean, personally, for me, I've been really enamored by Ayla. His ability to dial in to be exactly what Team Liquid Honda Academy need, right? Armeo needs a roam buddy? Say no more, fam. You need an aggressive bot lane draft? Chuck me that Amumu. You know, we need to keep Yon safe, lock in that Lulu. The scope of his play has been absolutely amazing for Team Liquid, and just, he's so flexible, he slots in well, and it is the best bot lane. It's not just Yon, it's Ayla as well.
I really can't say enough good things about Ayla and his play this split. Even as someone that, I've been pretty public about the fact that my vote for most valuable prospect is Busio, probably regardless of what happens in this series. But I think Ayla, again, I've also been public saying that this guy is just the best player that we have in this league. He is the traditional MVP. My vote would be Ayla. Again, probably regardless of what happens in the series. We've seen 34 out of 36 games so far, and Ayla has been a freak in almost all of them. There is nothing that this guy cannot do. There's never a game where, you feel like he's just playing terrible. He's always active on the map. He makes such good use of the windows, the timers where he can push. It doesn't matter if it's in the bot lane. Doesn't matter if he's going to go top. Ayla is someone that is ready, should be already playing at the next level. It's kind of bittersweet we have to cover him in Academy, but also it's such a pleasure watching how good this guy is as a player, and I'm really excited to see him moving forward. Really think he deserves an LCS shout moving into next year. Everyone saw how good he was in the lock-in stage, and until then, we just get to keep on enjoying Ayla's fantastic play here.
Yeah, for a developmental league, Ayla has been someone who's not really just been developing, but has been up there since day one. Already came into the academy and has just been looking absolutely phenomenal this split. So cannot speak highly enough of him. But I know Busio, Cubby, is someone that you love to speak of very, very highly. And you're saying that you can't say enough good things about Ayla. I think that is more true for you and Busio.
With Busio, just looking at what he's accomplished throughout his career, this is someone that, role swapping at such a young age is hard. Busio was a Katarina one trick, like an assassin player playing mid lane. That's how he originally hit Challenger. And to really have the maturity to take that role swap and then run with it the way that he has, because Busio it was always someone that was talented mechanically. And it's very clear watching his games that he still is. But the thing that's so impressive about Busio is that he is continuously looking for ways to push himself to improve, and the rate in which he has improved so quickly, given the hands that he has at this role too, is nothing short of impressive. And that's why I'm so excited about Busio at the next level, because I really think mechanically there are a few supports that can challenge him even in the LCS. That once he rounds out his play, I really think that Busio can be someone that is a big difference maker for teams that will compete for titles in the LCS. I think that's going to take a bit of time, but Busio is so young, he has time, and what he's shown so far has been nothing short of fantastic.
Yeah, Busio was hyped up to me by Cubby. Let me rework that real quick. Cubby went door to door discording the faith of Busio to pretty much anyone that works in this production. And to me, it's been this kind of mystique that's like a professional wrestler making their return to the stage. You see it's 5 days until damnation, 4 days, 3 days. Once he showed up on 100 Thieves, I completely understood it. Watching a lot of the Twitch clips that Cubby's always posting religiously within our Discord is these Yasuo haymakers. They're technical, and they're exciting. He has a killer instinct like no other, and I think he's someone you should definitely be watching out for in the future. He has a high skill ceiling.
Yeah, Busio plays support, and the way that I can describe Busio is that it's like he's a montage player. Like going back to like the days like the MW2 montages, it really feels like Busio when he's playing Champs Queue. Like, he just finds these clips that are he posted another one yesterday. If you go follow him on Twitter, it's disgusting. Some of the highlight plays that this guy is able to create. And again, he is young. He is not experienced in this role. It's his first year playing support at the academy level, his second year playing it overall. Some of the things he's already been able to show and accomplish, I think it really gives him an edge over the people that are going to take that jump to the next level. And much like Ayla, I can't wait to see Busio make that jump to the next level, because I think both these players can really be something special in LCS.
Definitely. And you're saying to follow on Twitter, but check out the Twitch as well. I know there is a lot of Academy players that do stream, but we got to enjoy Busio's yesterday. Cubby's already smiling. Cubby's like, yes, see me in the Twitch chat.
I just like how Destrex was like, putting me on blast for spreading, trying to convince everyone else the MVP vote, guys. It's a bit of a campaign, and yeah, especially going up against Ayla, because he's still probably the front runner, and rightfully so. But I gotta go with the mechanics, the ceiling. I really think Busio can be that guy. So this should be a very fun match to see them both go toe to toe. Not to mention the whole teams.
I feel like as well for the other Academy talent is whether they were working broadcasts with you in the first couple of weeks or with Joshi, because it was either the Rusio hype train or the Joshi hype train, and then whatever one you boarded right at the beginning is the one you're still along at this point. So Joshi talked to me so much about Ayla that I can't help but be keeping an eye on Ayla going on forward. But I want to talk about this matchup real quick before we head into Champ Select. Just in terms of the fact these are two top teams, do you think that this is going to be a match that is maybe a replication of what we could see at a finals level? Or is this going to be kind of testing out the waters to see what they can get away with, kind of limit testing a little bit before things start to matter a little bit more, Desrex?
I still think wins are important for 100 Thieves in this context. They're not fully locked in yet, so they still have to play with some purpose. But, you know, there is a chance that we might see a little bit more experimentation on that end from Team Liquid side. I do know they like to play more stock standard and still keep very serious with this, still treat this as a very serious thing. But, you know, I still think it leaves a lot of questions up in the air. 100 Thieves, they definitely don't want to slack. They have kind of been on a slump over these last couple of days. Not a major one at that end, but it was like a 4-game streak of just 1-1s before they finally took a 2-0 against Dignitas. So they still got to be serious about the matchup that's ahead of them.
Yeah, we had a joke about, you know, some of the 1-1s that 100 Thieves had, like they're trying to dodge out on us for interviews because they were always dropping the game 2s. But I think for this game, 100 Thieves, they do need to win one game to just guarantee second. There is a scenario where they get 0-2'd and C9 2-0s that they would drop to the 3rd seed. And when you have two top teams getting close to playoffs, every once in a while they want to hide things. I don't think that's going to be the case this time around. I really think that both teams want to send a message to the other. Ayla yesterday on Twitter, @supportAyla. Please give Ayla a follow as well if you don't already. He said something about like, hey, we secured 1 seed. Tomorrow, I will destroy 100 Thieves Academy. I think that this is something a little bit personal to Ayla. And I think that TL, any doubts that they are not the top team, they want to and can put to rest with a dominant 2-0 here. And I expect CTL in good form.
All right, well, we'll have to see if the tweet holds up. We are ready for the Champ Select for our first game starting out today. I'll talk to you. See you later.
All right, thank you, Sierra. As we head into this game, Cubby, first thing I'm going to ask you is I want to throw up something that Josh had told me before. He was saying he believes Team Liquid, if you put them in the LCS, they would be a middle-of-the-pack team. They would actually be pretty competitive over there. I want to know where you would see them at.
Yeah, I put them at 5-6. I think that they're very comparable to, like, I'd say slightly below FlyQuest and CLG, given the games. As FlyQuest, they have some games where they're really good, some others where they're flat, and TL, I think consistently they get early game leads and turn them into wins. Sometimes that doesn't happen, but 27 out of 34 times they've hit the rift so far, that has. And we'll see if they can continue that against 100 Thieves today. The second team in our standings. This is a hype matchup, a rematch of the last 2 proving grounds that we've had as well. Despite the changes that 100 Thieves Academy have made, they've still been able to stay at the top of the table. And this TL core from spring to summer has been nothing but dominant. When this is the roster that they use on the Rift, they win games. That's it.
Now, Team Liquid, Honda Academy, gonna hover straight for the Lulu. Lots of big champions left up. One that comes to mind is always gonna be Gnar. It's something that Team Liquid Honda Academy tend to avoid. They tend to not go for that draft. They will always give it over to the other side and then just draft against it straight up. But no, Aphelios will be the first pick, and see what 100 Thieves have as a response up here.
So BMFX in his last 4 games has piloted the Aphelios, and I must say has played it rather well. So that being a deny from Yon, given a couple of the marksman bans, we'll have to see if it's something like a Jinx TK that you want to play into Aphelios, some of those old school matchups. I will say, I think in the Jinx Aphelios matchup, I kind of favor whoever has the TK right now in the meta, given how dive heavy it is. One of the reasons that the meta is so dive heavy, it is Silas, and this is a nice pick. Not only is it one of Jimmy's best champions, something he has not dropped a game on all summer, it's also a deny from not only Harry, but Bradley as well.
With that lock-in, of course, you have to be very, very careful what ultimates you're going to lock in onto your side, but this is a spicy pick to see come through. Misfortune gonna get locked in. Now, I have seen a pick here and there in Amateur. I believe it was a Misfortune and Ash combo that went through over in PGCQ, so spicy to see Misfortune back.
Yeah, it was AoE Ginger Turmeric that we saw playing that. Shoutouts to them in that series. But I will cite the LCS as well. Luger and Danny have both been playing MF into Aphelios. I really like the matchup. with your E, given how many slow, or how big the slow is for MF, and the R, you can really zone Aphelios out from the fight, as his range is somewhat limited outside of his ultimate. And it's tough to play around MF at times. So I really like this pickup for BMFX, as it will be a Renata and a Nazir to round out TL's draft. And we'll see if Busio wants something like this. This actually could be locked in. I've seen Busio playing this in Champs Queue.
So that Aphelios and Renata combo, typically you see Renata with more aggressive bot lanes, but Renata still provides peel, so why not take it with the Aphelios? Lots of pressure to be applied over there alongside that Azir. Late game scaling is what I'm seeing from Team Liquid Honda Academy. That response, it is going to be that combo we were talking about, the Ashe and the Misfortune.
Yeah, I like how chill you are talking about Ashe MF Deserux. It's Ashe MF, or MF Ashe. We have Busio playing Ashe support. It's the ARAM build, man. It's Imperial Mandate. You stack up the ability haste, get to fire off an R pretty much every other wave in the mid game. So we'll see if Busio and 100 Thieves can connect with some of those ECAs, as they're going to try and use that to control TL. I think 100 Thieves so far, big emphasis on early skirmishing and getting picks in the mid game, whereas TL, you have that Azir, you have that Renata. Those are big zoning teamfight ultimates. I think TL is going to be very focused on the team fight, and that's why I like to see them taking things away like the Kale, because giving Tenacity a big side laner, that could be one way that 100 Thieves could look to play around the team fight draft that TL is showing so far.
Okay, so waiting for the next part of the draft, because it is going to be those solo lanes, more specifically that top side than anything else. MF and Ashe. Okay, I got to get myself more hyped up for this, Cubby. You're right. I've already seen it, so I already got it kind of spoiled in Amateur. That's the problem right now.
It's true.
But this is Academy. And as you said, this is Busio, so I will be excited for this one, Cubby. Don't worry on that. Next man to come through, Olaf. Looking at the top side, what are we expecting to see switched up here? Tenacity, as of lately, we've kind of seen him kind of take it easy onto that end, feeling like it's a little bit above him to be in this side of the map, not the side of the map, excuse me, to be in Academy, if you will, at all. Feeling like he's already punching above that weight class. I want to see if he can bring that, and Gangplank, one way to bring that, as it's being hovered for 100 Thieves.
I would like this, and I gotta say, I mean, as good as Tenacity's play has been, guys, I think Bradley has been a big part of TL's late season wins. Bradley has really stepped up his individual play. I think Bradley has really solidified himself as a top 3 top laner in Academy on this team. It's been better lane phases, and for Bradley, someone that was already so naturally gifted at team fighting, that's been really big. Now, couple of the champs to draft for 100 Thieves, Will doesn't have his champion yet, and Tenacity blinded Gangplank. Part of this, Bradley's Gangplank in his career, it's 16-1. It's 6-1 this split. Very good on the champ. Also, his Olaf being 8-0. I really like that ban, especially showing MF and Ashe. Olaf can run through that backline. And speaking of picks that look to run through the backline, Shyvana is a great lock in here for Bradley. You can win that side lane, and if Shyvana gets fed against MF and Ashe, that's GG.
Oh, so much spice, especially when it's a dragon breathing that spice right onto your team. Shyvana being locked in for Team Liquid Honda Academy. And I do like that throwdown over on the top side. You were mentioning the Gangplank, so good with Tenacity. It's a good takeaway from Bradley, who has a great win rate on it, as the Nocturne's going to get locked in. Team Liquid came to play, Cubby.
I love this Nocturne pick. Armeo, this is a good one. Just dive on MF Ashe. Don't allow for them to follow up on the Enchanted Crystal arrows, because now if one connects from long range, you can just hit Paranoia, and it's really tough to follow up on that. So, I would like this Trundle. It's not the best for jungle matchup, but taking stats away from Shyvana is going to be really important as the game goes on, if you want MF Ashe to have any chance of getting through the front line of TL. So I do like this pick from 100 Thieves and Will, even if it's not something that we know Will for on the Trundle. I think this is the right pick in the draft, but I love the composition that TL has for this game 1.
Yeah, I'm really loving it as well. Now, how do 100 Thieves find their win condition into this one? Because I look over on the top side, I do like the Gangplank. You do got some scaling going over there. Lots of ultimates to steal away. You can take away the Nocturne ultimate if you do want to be that backline dive over on the side of Jimmy and having that Silas.
I'm really curious to see what Jimmy actually ends up grabbing, as I think Shyvana is actually a really nice option for the Silas, but I don't love the other. The Hostile Takeover might be a big one, because it is a lot of dive on the top side of TL, Shyvana Nocturne. If you can steal a Hostile Takeover and use that to really help peel for everyone else. That could be one way that 100 Thieves could try and match the team fight, but I think it's going to be really hard for them. It puts a big emphasis on 100 Thieves utilizing the winning draft they took for the bot lane and trying to skirmish around the Silas and the Trundle early. Those are the winning angles for 100 Thieves. They do not get ahead early. They're going to get outscaled.
And a reminder, this still has stakes on top of it. 100 Thieves are looking for a win right now. They don't want their fate to be out of their hands. That would be the case if Team Liquid take a 2-0 right now. One victory would get 100 Thieves comfortable in that second place spot.
BMFX looks like early on going for the Comet. I must say that lends more towards a Leandries for BMFX, as he has started with a tier. Also lends towards the Miramana, likely being built here by the MF. Of course, a lot of build paths. Boiling it down, usually if you're able to auto-attack, on hit's nice. If you're not able to auto-attack, just go for the Leandries and the poke build. So see what the option ends up being for BMFX. You do have some build options on the MF, and we'll see if we can use this champ to the fullest against, again, the best bottom lane that we have in a CAD by a long shot. As not only is it Ayla, but also Yawn has been unbelievable this split.
Over on this top side, Shyvana, we've started to see it more and more get picked up. Love seeing it on Bradley. Bradley's been this top laner that we were critical about a little bit earlier when it came to having moments where he shows just that he is a rookie over on that top side. But the thing is, as of lately, it's hard to still have those moments to criticize him. Ooh. He has been performing well. He has been performing consistently as 100 Thieves with this invade.
Uh-oh.
Ooh, they're going to walk right into this bush. Here we go. BMFX, nope. Jan and Ayla do not want to challenge the 2v2.
Okay, I do like Armeo still getting his Raptors away. That will take a bonus camp that Will could have stuck around and taken away from him. So Armeo, I think, still making the right early jungle decision, even if he was zoned off of his red buff. As that MF Ashe, very early levels, double ranged. There's a ton of poke, slows, can stack, can get more autos off. So I really like 100 Thieves utilizing the power of their bot lane early to get their jungler an advantage.
An advantage well needed. Armeo is great at scouting out other junglers. He's been this big facilitator for Team Liquid and enabling the early games for Team Liquid. Again, Team Liquid, the best early game that you could possibly have out of any other Academy team. All of that set up through Armeo, so a good point of attack for 100 Thieves.
Yeah, the TL, their goal differential of 15, it's 23-37. As a team, that's filthy. And I will say 100 Thieves, they are now the second best early game. Yesterday, it was C9 going into that matchup, but TL beat them so bad in the early games in both those games that now it's 100 Thieves that have that second place matchup. So we'll see if 100 Thieves in their early game can hold up. I will say I think they've really drafted for it, which I like against TL. So this team gets a lead. We have not seen them let it go often. So I think contesting them early, that is the best strategy in the Team Liquid Honda.
Even Team Liquid themselves have said they don't feel like any teams really beat them other than Dignitas. That was the only game where they felt like they legitimately lost. Everything else felt like a blunder. Let's see if this is going to be a blunder right here, because Harry getting ganked on by Will. Jumping in will be Will, able to get the bite onto Harry, but he doesn't see that Armeo is coming right out of the bush. Forces the flash out of Will. Harry's not even going to burn his. Mana too low for Jimmy, and Armeo right place, right time.
That's a huge win for TLA, because now that topside jungle, Armeo can go attack Will. He doesn't have flash. There's shove for the mid laner of TL, so you can see Will, he's got to be careful about what he wants to do here, as he might just wrap around to the Krugs, give Armeo that red, but each jungler going toe-to-toe. Armeo's got to stick around here. This is winning.
Armeo took that personal earlier when he was invaded on by Will. Now going after Will's life. A pillar will keep him alive, but does get a reset on the red buff, so it's harder for Armeo to get this steal. He'd have to spend more time.
Jimmy did TP back, and now Tenacity. Both solo laners TPing. Tenacity, it's going to be enough. He can't stick around. He's got the orange. Not able to connect with the barrel. Armeo gets out, but Will able to take his camps.
Nice from Armeo right there. I'm not sure if that was intended or not, but did auto-attack away one of those barrels that Tenacity had. Now Tenacity's just going hard right here onto Armeo. Armeo spent a lot of time into that invade, trying to make up for that time that Will did go for that invade on the bottom side. Now Tenacity really punishing that after not really getting success with that red buff for Armeo.
So I got to say, one big thing for 100 Thieves with Armeo trying to make that play in the top side, he was showing the entire time. And that means that MF Ashe, this bot lane that is so poke heavy with all the slows, could just step up with no concern of having a playmate on them. So Yon is a little bit behind early. 100 Thieves, their bot lane got a really good base. And so Armeo kind of playing human ward on 100 Thieves side of the jungle. I think that did really hurt his bot lane as it allowed 100 Thieves Academy to step up and lay down all the hurt they could onto Yon and Ayla using that double range.
And you can see 5 minutes in, it's a slow gold lead now being surmounted by 100 Thieves. But it's all this small play that's coming together for 100 Thieves. Has pretty big impacts as we do get later and later into this. Now looking at what's going on here. Will clearing this top side, going for a deeper invade is going to be Ayla, just to try and spot out where Will is, because tracking oh so crucial, but Will has been on top of that, already spotting out where Armeo's heading.
Getting some help from the team too, as at the moment, it is a slower early game, but I must say, it is a tiny lead for 100 Thieves. They need more. These team fights, again, Bradley has 6, once Armeo nets 6 too, it's going to be deadly. And really tough for 100 Thieves, especially this backline of MF and Ashe to really have enough in the tank to survive a fed Shyvana. So I'm still concerned for 100 Thieves. I think they need to really have a good, clean Rift play and then utilize all the lane priority their bot lane has to take a clean Dragon too. These first couple objectives will be very important for 100 Thieves Academy.
Getting some early setup could be crucial. That Ashe arrow, once Busio is able to hit level 6.
I like this. This is great. Will, he started on this red buff, so he knows the timer, and the bot lane has shove, so because mid lane does not, we will see if Will sticks around. He already smited. Armeo, ooh, he's in the top river, so he's not spotted, and this means that Will able to take away that red buff again.
He's taking it away. He will bump into Armeo, so jungler's going to meet. Jumping over the blast plant together, Armeo being the aggressor as the cannon barrage goes down.
Look at the zoning.
Holding the line is BMFX and Busio, zoning out Yon and Ayla, but finally able to rejoin the fight. Armeo going forward onto Will, and Will is caught out. Team Liquid will net first blood.
Yeah, Will, the exit strategy, Armeo was able to follow, and then you can see Jimmy, and he was actually forced to base by Harry, so Harry's laning, it pays off. He's able to rotate to the play while Jimmy had to reset. And that numbers difference, the fact they got Will's flash out in the mid jungle 2v2, means that TLA gets first blood.
Gold being picked up down there for TLA. 100 Thieves. They need a good early game. It's not working out right now off of these small plays that were working in the early spot, but all completely fell apart off of this bot lane play. Now Armeo being level 6. Can jump and dive. Try and help out Yon, who is low. Ashe arrow does not land. But here it comes. Paranoia goes in, but BMFX able to land the kill. Armeo will return one onto Busio, but he's going to go down because here comes Will. The pillar goes up, and Armeo goes down. A double kill getting picked up for 100 Thieves, as they're not going to go down just yet.
And BMFX, he steps up again. He's been much better the last couple days. Hold on. Action everywhere.
Action going on, waiting for that burn. Bradley's going to be okay in the mid lane. A trade of ultimates. No one going down, but whoo-wee. Hands being thrown.
Still, BMFX, that was such a good play from him. He actually stepped up, found the double up onto Yon, catching him out as Yon was just pushing a little bit too far forward, trying to make that play happen. Harry's no
Jimmy, and he's going in. He's going in. He's trying to get Harry, but can't finish him off. So close to getting that kill. Will he get it? The solo will not be secured. Harry gets it.
Oh, Harry, the best laner that we have in the mid lane. This split coming up big this game on the Azir. Had the counter pick, and he's making the most of it, Deserix.
That had to have been the bailout right there. We did get the roam assist from Ayla, so yeah, perfect timing. Harry so low on health, but Jimmy unable to finish the job, and that would have been huge for Jimmy. As you said, the best laner we have. Now going back to the situation at hand, Team Liquid kind of fighting back towards that mid lane. A great place to play around. Great scaling that you have, Harry, over into that mid lane. Taking another look at what's going on with this bot lane fight. All initiated off of BFMX, going for this ultimate.
This is good play from the bot lane. You can see the slows stack up. The volley lands. Drop an E from MF. Yes, Yon sidesteps this, but BMFX, look at how he's able to step up there. He found the double up on to Yawn, takes him down, and because Will instantly came back to the bot lane to support this play, they were able to pick up our Mayo. That said, TL, they did answer back in the mid lane. Harry, we mentioned he was the best mid. He is the best laning mid that we have in Academy. On average, he's at 500 gold at 15. A lot of that is through his individual play, his individual laning. We see it here. The flash out was great. In the long haul, we'll see if that bailout actually did end up playing a factor here, Depsrux. As did help Harry step up. Yeah, it did.
Yep,
Wow,
yep.
Ayla. Oh, big play.
Ayla's so good. So good on that roam.
Man.
Right place, right time.
I mean, just thinking back to PG2 Game 5 Finals, that 4-man Renata ult, that's what won TLA. That close best-of-5 series against 100 Thieves Academy. A series we did not think was going to be that close. But 100 Thieves, they stepped up to the mantle. And honestly, I got to say here, they're stepping up a bit again. One thing that hurts, while we were in those replays, it does look like Rift Herald was secured by our Mayo. So taking away some potential early game firepower from 100 Thieves, but this bot lane does have Shove, trying to utilize the Ashen Map to get the first dragon. Looks like it will be going over to the hands of the Thieves.
Too hard for Team Liquid Academy to get their presence into there. Would be pretty dangerous on top of that aspect. So much zone control comes out from 100 Thieves Academy's composition. Just having this duo in the bottom lane was popping off a little bit earlier. You saw what it can do if you're trying to get into a position.
And BMFX on this MF with Busio's Ashe, they've actually been laning this really well. And it's great to see BMFX later in the split really step up as a player. He's been playing much better the past couple of weeks. We've been asking more from him. He's been delivering. Great to see before PG, as they did draft for a lane advantage, I will say. Being up 20 CS plus, we expect them to be up CS, but I even think they're going a little bit above and beyond what we expect from this lane, thanks to some nice play from both these young bot laners for 100 Thieves Academy. So really good to see them utilizing the tools they took in draft, playing them out as best they can into the best bot lane that we have in Academy.
All right, Kobe, I want to put you in the shoes of our Mayo right now. Looking at that ultimate, it is now available in online.
Hold on.
Ooh, gotta hold that thought because trying to hit the apple on the head of Harry into that mid lane, just gonna go wide. But back to that, where are we putting this paranoia, Cubby?
Tenacity's got no flash top. Jimmy has no flash mid. Just go on someone that does not have flash, they die. That's the power of Tiebreaker Nocturne. And that's why I really like this pick from Armeo, because getting onto MF Ashe is so easy with Nocturne, and then you have a dive buddy and Bradley's Shyvana. I think getting Shyvana ahead's the game plan. So I would like to see it top, try and attack that GP.
Stomp that scaling on Tenacity. Try and tilt him. Try and take him down. The attack, however, for Armeo, at least for now, is going to be towards this mid lane. Going to put down the Rift Herald. A lot of cash in coming in for Harry right now. We'll see the gold in just a second to see how far ahead he is now. Considering he has a kill, he's got an assist, all those plates cashed in. Probably get one more on top of it. Jimmy struggling to clear the wave. Nope, finally going to get it out. But seeing the gold right now, 1K ahead is Harry.
That's big. I do want to check back in. MF is going for the Andres. As Busio is ult up again. Ayla.
Combo coming out. Damage onto Ayla, but it's Will who's going to be retreating. Hostile takeover
hostile
goes
takeover.
out. It's on to 3, but is it enough to finish off Will? Exhaust goes out. Jan has to bail, and the cannon barrage does its work to send Team Liquid for the hills. Will trying to find a way in here. Jimmy looking for the flank, but the flash from Armeo will keep them safe. Team Liquid almost biting off more than they could chew. That zone control is massive.
That fight, 100 Thieves, their bot lane, they're playing this out very well. It's clear they've practiced this combo between MF and Ashe, just hanging back. And I think once Armeo decides to go on Will, yes, they net the flash, but that takes away any hope that they had winning that play. Just didn't have enough juice to get into the backline to get on these squishies that you can take down. Now the positives on the side of TL is the fact that Shyvana is 10, and ship's passing in the night.
Yeah, Bradley not afraid to honk his horn, though, as he does pass. And then another arrow almost hitting Bradley right there. I like this from Busio. I really do like this from Busio. Off cooldown, he's just chucking arrows to see what lands.
It's how you play it, and I look at the cooldown. The ECA, already 2/3 off cooldown. Busio, so much early ability haste from the City Boots and the Kindle Gem. But 100 Thieves, they do not have an early game advantage with this comp. We said it was very important for them to get one. Given the draft and the tools that they've taken, it's 15 minutes and it's even gold. That means that 100 Thieves is very far behind. We see that really starting to take place on the Rift. Bradley can push around Tenacity now. Harry took the mid lane turret from Jimmian as he's ahead thanks to his good laning and a couple of visits from Armeo and Ayla. And 100 Thieves, they are going to start running out of answers. They have to try and find picks in this mid game. So we'll see if these ECAs can start connecting from Busio.
No relief of pressure in this top side as Tenacity just farming underneath his tower. Will not going to really intervene over there. You know the situation. It's 45 seconds before Dragon does spawn. Armeo pathing into that direction. So is Will. You got the reset from the bottom lane of Team Liquid. It's getting him in the right place. Mid lane turret is gone, so a lot of priority, a lot of control of this river should go to Team Liquid.
You remember when Azir towers fell? That counted in the tower column way back when? Yeah, good times. It is no tower for 100 Thieves yet. They've yet to gain one. Just an Azir turret going over as Armeo has no flash.
Ooh, catching out Armeo, but Ayla! That handshake denying the backline.
And it was a spell shield on the Enchanted Crystal Arrow too as Bradley TP's in. He is half health. Tenacity was able to take some of that away from him. But it is before the Dragon. I think it's just going to be a trade. TLA will take this Dragon. 100 Thieves will not. This is still big for Team Liquid Honda. As 100 Thieves, this is an early game comp. They need to get ahead. Denying the soul stacking this early, especially when it's... I mean, it is two strong dragons, so the odds of us getting a weak soul is pretty big. Ocean Soul. Slowing that down for 100 Thieves, I think it's worth giving over gold to Gangplank. I think that is the right macro decision coming out from TLA.
Yeah, most definitely. Tenacity being the recipient of that, has its Essence Reaver completed. Gets it back right now. Straight up makes a purchase. Already sitting in prime position off of that gold that he acquired over on that top side turret. And the arrows right now for Busio, he is shooting them out willy-nilly. Rapid fire, I mean, you miss the arrows, you don't land. Wayne Gretzky, you know. But that's the big problem. We need them to land now for 100 Thieves to have some agency and presence here to get their picks online. Shoving in the spot wave, they're going to look for those picks into the bot lane.
Yeah, but TLA, I mean, their bot lane's way too smart. They know. Yeah. There are teams on Rift Herald. They can just back up, give that turret over to 100 Thieves, and now have two. They're going to take second Rift for themselves. I think this is still fine and dandy for TLA. They could have a power play topside if they wanted to try and drop this instantly and get an inner turret over to Shyvana. And in defense of that, we do have Will basing. So, will just be a trade. And again, map being even means that TLA, with this comp, is ahead.
The biggest thing working out was what we mentioned earlier. Topside Tenacity did get a lot of gold. Was able to cash in. So still a place to play around. I'm looking at the bot lane. You still got 2 kills on BMFX as well. So 100 Thieves are not completely out of this. And those arrows still not finding their mark. There's the Evercross going to be used.
Big though.
But 2 Emperor's Divides come out. Hostile takeover just for a disengage. 2v4, TL get out.
And that was a lot of tools used by 100 Thieves. There is no objective up, so it's not like TLA can punish, but maybe we have a window where Paranoia is good here for Armeo. Again, on this Nocturne is sitting pretty at the moment. 1-1-1 with a stride breaker.
Push.
Trying to get picks.
TLA are smart with this.
They're trying to get picks. That's the 100 Thieves knows it's the only way they can play. I will say later, there is a chance that Tenacity can really save 100 Thieves in the late stages, like the late stages of this game. But it's not going to happen in the side lane because Bradley, this Shyvana build, you just stat check anyone in the side lane. Bradley will be able to win, and looks like Bradley's going for a Warmong so that he can just push. Who cares how much health he takes? He gets it back with the Warmong. So I think the game plan still for 100 Thieves, just we need to start seeing these ECAs land in TLA. They know this. Harry, he built a Banshees, and now Jimmian.
Paranoia, it goes through. Simple dive coming out from Team Liquid and 100 Thieves.
It's too easy.
Yeah, it is too easy right now. The siege beginning in the bottom lane. 100 Thieves from all angles. Clearing out the minion wave as the bullet time does go out. Finds the clear. TL can't proceed.
Okay, game plan for 100 Thieves here. They have 2 wards that are very deep. If TLA were to stick around, they could have TP'd Jimmy in, used the Paranoia, but TLA, they're way too smart for that. They're going to back off. They know that they can reset 4 Baron, 4 Dragon. They already got what they came here for. And TLA reclaim that gold lead in their own pockets and still are looking very good in this game.
Looking at places they can fight around, I start to see Drake and Baron in mind. Misfortune, if you have those Miracle Ultimates there, it can be something devastating around those corridors. BMFX can find it, would be pretty big. It's just about the setup though, right? If 100 Thieves can find that situation. I do like how much AoE they have, it's just landing it.
But I think this is why the Nocturne pick is so good from Armeo. Because, I mean, I look at GP, Ashe, MF, the zone control, the ability to poke is massive. But Nocturne, you see them out of position, you just press R, you're in the backline with Shyvana. You can get around all that, and then all of a sudden, you are ripping through squishies with way more stats on your 2 bruisers in the top side. So, I think this was a really intelligent pick from Armeo. It's really helping this game, but that's a big ECA.
Oh, arrow finally lands. It forces the flash out. Not going to go down as Ayla gets out away in time. The knockup goes through us, and Tenacity jumps in. But Yon too low will not get the payback in time. Drops. Bradley heading for the hills.
Oh, it's huge.
100 Thieves. They know they need that victory. This is going to be the first step to
Armeo?
start it off. Armeo tries to turn it around, and he
Armeo?
does just that onto Busio. When it looked like Team Liquid are at the death's door, they will still find a win.
Oh, both our top teams came to play today, Desirux, as that was a huge play from Armeo. He goes down there. That's Baron going over to 100 Thieves. They do not have a comp that does Baron quickly, but with 4 members down, that could have been it. Instead, he stays alive. He trades out a kill and can actually trade evenly across the map. Yes, they will drop a dragon. Yes, it was a team fight win for 100 Thieves, but that was a huge play from Armeo.
So close, Team Liquid was, but denied time and time again in the later halves of that fight. Now, being appointed this dragon, happy to grab it is going to be 100 Thieves as they fight for their life into this second place seeding. Hostile takeover going to go out. That's it's only from Jimmy and being denied away, but now the resets.
We're going to go back in this fight. I know I just sang the praises of Armeo, but in this replay, we also have to keep our eyes on Tenacity and BMFX.
Yeah.
100 Thieves, the reason they won that fight was because of these two. As Tenacity, he had a Prowler's Claw to find Yawn in this one. Let's take a second look. ECA connects on the Ayla. BMFX gets a beautiful combo down as this DeAndre's Miramon MF. You can see how much damage, how the TL really has to split around this, and then how difficult it is for Yawn to function in the fights against GP. The Cannon Barrage forces him out. A Prowler's Claw allows Tenacity to find Yawn on the backside, and 100 Thieves actually were able to chase this through. It was a huge fight win for them as, oh, we return. Tenacity should be dead.
Yeah, Tenacity caught out. Song is praised for a second, but wrong place to be when he's in the river. Pickup coming out. Tenacity will not be on the map now, but what can Team Liquid do with that?
And again, flashes down. You have a Nocturne. Easy play. Any step you take that's out of line, Armeo will punish with this pick. Really like him and Bradley syncing up as Armeo has been great in this game. That play allows for them to take a bot in or turret from the looks of things as Jimmy and his top side. It will at least be a wave crash sail long. Bradley sticks around, doesn't really have any damage with this build. So, Busio gets some farm. It's huge.
Not the worst state for 100 Thieves. I mean, you lost Tenacity, but there wasn't anything on the map to be picked up. So, Team Liquid aren't going to get too much other than control of that bottom side jungle that they got a lot of deep wards into, just exploiting that.
ECA mid.
Oh! It's going to land onto Yon Busio. He keeps putting them out. It forces the flash out of Yon. Payback used. But man, he's burning summoners.
That's big, and again, 100 Thieves, if the more arrows they can connect with, the better it gets, and especially onto Aphelios. That's both sums down, and the saving grace for 100 Thieves in the fights, I know Shyvana in the side is really good in the GP, but Tenacity's ahead of the power curve right now, and they need to keep Tenacity down. You can see TL trying to set up on him again, because if Tenacity is allowed to get to IE, that can break the game plan for TL, and Armeo doesn't want to see him get that far up.
We'll take away that barrel. Still jumping on Tenacity. Tenacity has a lot of damage. Can't finish off the job. Shyvana going to go into the Dragon form. Bradley looking to chase down Tenacity. And Chadicro's arrow goes out. Bradley has to sidestep it. It stops the kill onto Tenacity. And now 100 Thieves are looking to make the play. Going towards Bradley. That Dragon form going to wear off quite soon for Bradley.
Still
continue to run right here. Going to take away those stats. Going to continue the chase. Cannon Barrage is going to go down. Chase continues. Minion wave is there. There's the pillar onto Harry. Chase continues. Shyvana, out comes the Emperor's Divide, and there it is. The bullet time being reined in by BMFX. Fighting, chasing is 100 Thieves. They want to take this game away. They want to take down Team Liquid, but they can't seem to close the distance. Finally, Jimmy locks it down. Ultimate burnt away and going down. A kill picked up onto Bradley.
And the long chase is so good for 100 Thieves with all the slows they have, the control, Trundle, Ash, MF. It's tough for TL. If they overcommit, they can get kited out. 100 Thieves can keep them at bay. And, oh, now that's a big ECA.
Are you kidding? Are you kidding? Basically cross map, no flash from burning it earlier, and Tenacity will reap the benefits.
Oh, Busio, man, I didn't know he was the American sniper as well. As the ECAs, it took a little bit of warming up here, but now Busio's starting to connect, and we can see how powerful the Ash pick is in the TL. We keep on talking about paranoia, getting on members that don't have flash for free. If an ECA connects as a skill shot, the cooldown it's at, look at Busio, he almost already has it back up again. Given all the ability haste he has in his kit, it might be enough for them to actually start the Baron and try and beat TL, or bait TL in.
Busio, you sing his praises so much, Cubby, and it's obvious to see why when you see games like this, he is throwing arrows left, right, and center. We need a camera for some of these arrows that we're seeing going out. One just gonna miss right now. Now Jimmy going in. He does have the hostile takeover still stolen away. Team Liquid might want to second guess that engage.
So big from 100 Thieves. They're playing this composition out beautifully. And I know that I always sing the praises of Busio. I actually really want to sing the praise of this game of BMFX. I think that Yawn has been, like, honestly, we talk about AO a lot, but the split that Yawn is having is disgusting. And this draft for 100 Thieves, it's about countering this first pick of Felios. It's about beating Yawn. BMFX on the MF, that's a big pick to do that with. It's a pick that I think that Marksman almost, CMF is boring, but I think the way that BMFX has positioned and played it, yes, it's a champ that's pretty straightforward, but as any champ in this game, it's hard to master, and I think that BMFX has really played it masterfully in this game with Busio. Their ability to just drop the slows and control Yawn in these fights, it's really allowed for them to have better team fights than I thought they could with this comp. It's been working out really well.
They're challenging the best bot lane in Academy, and they're shining right now in this game, number one, as 100 Thieves dancing between this top lane, dancing between this mid lane. They have a 4-stack ready to just rip into Bradley, who's forced to burn the ultimate. He's trying to escape, finally get some help from Ayla, but that shows you the raw power and authority 100 Thieves have.
They're up in gold, and the big key for me, again, look at Tenacity's inventory. He almost is 2 Infinity Edge. Yes, the side lane against Shyvana is not great, but if you ever hit a crit barrel as GP with all these slows around you in a team fight, the team fight can end just like that. That's what Tenacity's going to be looking to do on this GP. He's really fed this game. We'll see if Tenacity, someone that we have really pitched to be the strongest top laner that we have in Academy, can step up to the mantle.
Okay, credit to Harry. Almost finding the handshake. Harry was making sure that Tenacity was getting none of those barrels. Tenacity kept trying to get closer. Harry poked that out. And that's something you got to keep in mind, right? This Azir is headed towards the late game. 3 items already completed. That's death cap on top of it. So there's still a lot of respect you got to give. You shut down the bot lane of Team Liquid, but Harry is still online.
It's got to be Harry and Armeo that make the big difference in this game. These two players, I mean, a lot of time we talk about how well Armeo and Ayla work together. For TL, it's an entire team thing. Is, oh, we're going to see Armeo Bradley sync up. TP coming in.
That teleport was so fast, too. Looking to respond right now is going to be Jimmy, but Tenacity is way too low. Bradley grabs that kill. A double overcross will find a route, but Jimmy still looking to fight this one out. Paranoia has been grabbed, but it will not be utilized. A double kill acquired by Team Liquid, taking down both of the solo laners of 100 Thieves.
The TP was quick, but the Bash brothers were better for TL. It's now 100 Thieves. They know that a lot of tools are gone. That connects.
Another arrow going through, but Armeo, he will get out of the bullet time in time.
Trying to use the poke tools to dissuade TL from going further, but that's big for Team Liquid Honda as they can somewhat get their things back on track here. As with 2 members off the map, Harry, a lot of control over mid. They can threaten this mid inner turret.
Big threat in here. Azir turret is up, so Harry will have a lot of easy priority towards this end, a lot of easy push towards this end, and Team Liquid are going to balance that around this bottom lane. Now 100 Thieves. They've lost a little bit with that last fight. It seemed like a pretty fast play. Usually when you have the Nocturne Paranoia, one of the benefits of it is you deny teleports. I feel like that camera was down there right away. They were just clicking, waiting for that Paranoia to pop off. I feel like that was a bait set by 100 Thieves.
It was fast.
Yeah.
I mean, that's a big play for TLA because they did get quite a bit back on the scoreboard, but that Infinity Edge for Gangplank, it's online. So Tenacity in these fights has the potential to be massive as Busio. Harry doesn't have Banshees. Oh, the dash.
It just came back up. So even if that arrow did land, Harry was going to be all right. That timing would have been funny, but you can tell 100 Thieves still trying around this Ash arrow cooldown.
And 400 Thieves. This is a bit of an awkward composition to talk about MF Ash in the late stages of the game, but Tenacity can be the big difference maker as the damage dealer.
The play to go for, keep taking down Tenacity.
It's huge.
And Team Liquid, they take away that solo lane pressure. Now they got priority onto this bot lane tower that they will dismantle. 100 Thieves have to find a response.
TL knows how to play this composition. Just continue to attack the Gangplank and sync up with their solo laners and the jungler. Armeo, Bradley again get on Tenacity. This time Harry instantly TPs. It's full control on the map for TL as they made the plays, the comeback plays they needed to get back into this one. And now that Dragon, that sole point for either one of our teams here, that bot river is in total control of TL.
Complete control, and they're going to hold their ground to make sure they establish that soul point. Will be an Ocean Dragon coming up soon. Will looking to set up around here to deny some vision with this sweeper, but you got to watch out for Ayla because you never know who's standing right behind Ayla. The rest of Team Liquid would take down Will in a heartbeat. Dragon spawning in 5.
And Harry's just been massive this game. I mean, from laning phase now, he almost has a Flame Horizon on Jimmian, who has just never really gotten into this game. Because of this Azir that Harry's been piloting, it's been beautiful. As TL, given the fact they have full control over River, they're just having Bradley solo this down. And 100 Thieves have no play, no option. If they can't connect with an ECA, if they can't find a pick, they can't play. TL knows this.
Do the engages start getting harder at this point? We're seeing stuff built specifically catered towards it. Let's test it right now, say 100 Thieves, as they try and get an engage onto Armeo. Pillar goes up, and there it is. Gonna put the arrow in, but not landing onto Armeo.
Jimmy just used hijack onto the Banshee's Veil, so he got nothing. But he did get the cooldown off. He is level 16, so he gets that back right away, but he doesn't have it at the moment.
Oh, trying to get away. Goes into that fear. Thanks to Armeo engaging on him in the hostile takeover to the back line, but bullet time will need it. So much damage being applied by the MFX, but Bradley will come out onto the flank. A kill grabbed as Will get it onto Ayla, still going through as Harry has to bail, and Tenacity's going to chase him down, waiting for that parlay, waiting for that Q to land onto Harry, but Harry slides on out. Tenacity will just take you on instead, and Team Liquid now going for the retreat because Tenacity and Will as a duo are too big. Still alive is Busio. Too low is Team Liquid trying to get an escape route onto this one, but Tenacity, you gotta watch out. You can't take too much damage. Harry pops off onto Tenacity.
What else can Harry do this week? He's been massive. It was the Cassiopeia yesterday that got TLA their second win, and now he's been so big in this game. Takes down Tenacity, the big carry for 100 Thieves, and Will's here, but he can't win this fight.
No, Will's all by his lonesome, and Channel Crystal Arrow isn't even up for Busio, but here comes the teleport. 100 Thieves are still going to go for the play here. Channel Crystal Arrow goes off. Here comes Jimmy, and going on to Bradley. Only gets bit of chip damage onto Bradley. He realizes 100 Thieves already lost his fight. Let's cut our losses.
And that long chase for 100 Thieves, I thought they had options. I thought they could play. They could wait for an ECA, try and connect with Tenacity again, but the fact that he goes down to Harry, what a massive play being made by the midlaner of Team Liquid Academy, stepping up big for his team in this game, proving they are the top dogs. Again, TL, they wanted to send a message to 100 Thieves, send a message to the entire league before PG, that they were the team to be trifled with. No one was going to challenge them in this regular season. And the form that Harry's been playing at this week in this game, oh, this guy's so good right before PG, but Tenacity, oh, he's answering back. ECA.
Arrow goes out onto the backline. Will be Bradley. A burst of damage coming out from Bradley. Hostile takeover still lands onto
It's
BMFX,
perfect.
and he will drop 100 Thieves. Are heading for the hills once again. Bradley onto Tenacity, biting away at his ankles. Will go for the neck instead to take out the jugular. Jimmy returns fire onto our Mayo, but has to go gold and can't finish the job. Team Liquid take the Baron. They'll take the team fight. And 100 Thieves, it was so hard fought, but now their backs are against the wall.
A frame perfect hostile takeover on the BMFX from Ayla. Wow. The support play, the double play we're getting in this game. If this is a preview of the finals, I am here for it. But it's the end of the regular season, and TL wants to end on a high note. And I think that's going to be enough. I think that's going to take down 100 Thieves. We'll see what BMFX can do. He's respawning in 5.
BMFX coming up. Will have the ultimate. Will have the bullet time. Is this going to be the last stand right here? Coming out for 100 Thieves. Out comes the bullet time, but Bradley just straight up denies it. Hops onto BMFX and tears him apart. Nexus Tower number 2 falls. And Team Liquid, the best team we have in Academy, looking in prime form in Game 1 versus 100 Thieves.
That was a fun game. I've got to say, I really like what 100 Thieves tried, attempted. They had a strong bot side, played around it early. They took lanes that can win into TL, and their players did win some of those lanes, but it was too much in the end. That mid to late stage, the presence of mind for TL to recognize we have to attack Tenacity. This is what we took the Shyvana to do. We're going to make sure that whenever he steps up, shows in a side lane, he dies, and then Harry's individual play. Jimmy never got to get going on the Silas, a champ that he hasn't dropped a game on all split. He was 5-0 on the Silas going into this game. Harry made Jimmy look somewhat invisible in that one, given his play, how good Harry was. That's something that no other player has been able to do this split of Academy, but that's just how damn good TL is. Even when you neutralize their bot lane, the best bot lane we have, the rest of the team steps up around them and finds TL that win.
Yeah, that's a great point to put out there. They neutralized the bot lane. 100 Thieves were able to neutralize that and stop Jan and Ayla. But did they really? Because later on, we still had those big moments coming out from Ayla. Hostile takeover, frame perfect, as you said, Cubby.
That was filthy.
a treat to see.
Yeah.
We are going to throw it over to a short break while we get ready for intermission. Our players get ready for Game 2. We'll have Sierra back with us, so be sure to stay tuned.